Hello friends, welcome back. I wanted to do a little plan the month of August together, and I don't think I've ever done a video like this before, so I thought this would be fun and new, especially because I'm deeply in that planning mindset, being the fact that I'm working on a course all about Google Calendar and planning a whole month and a week and following a more energy-led method of planning. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use some of the references from my past videos all about cycle syncing and lining that up with how I plan my month, and then also aligning like different things that I have, like a launch going on. I'm doing a rebrand for my wedding videography business. So a lot of fun things happening, all of course with the fact that in my personal life, my daughter is starting school again. It's a lot going on, and I just wanted to show how I am planning this month of August, and I thought we could get cozy and do it together. Okay, first things first, I am right here in the month of August. I do want to disclaim that I will be using a little bit of cycle syncing references, and cycle syncing, if you haven't watched my other video on it, is the process of syncing your hormones as a woman with your energy levels throughout the month of your 28-day menstrual cycle. I have this calendar turned on. This is my CEO strategy high-level calendar, and we're going to mainly be looking at like the work that I have planned for the month of August. Like, I don't think I've ever had my menstrual cycle really line up with the top of the month. I'm actually going to come over here. This is my cycle syncing calendar. I have this that I referenced, like I said, more in another cycle syncing video. And I am on day 1 of my follicular phase. Sorry, I can't speak. And when I click on this, you'll see that I have all of these details of like what I should eat, do, and awareness of. So do is set intentions, plan events with friends, and have fun, and really mapping out the plan for the month and everything like that. So I'm really, truly in the best time of my cycle to be planning out the month, of course, aligned with the fact that it's the top of the month. I will come back to this right here, but I want to let you know what everything else is that's going on. So in my high-level CEO strategy calendar, I have all this yellow spanning multiple days because, like I said, I'm doing a launch, and on the 17th, I'm planning to, have everything ready to be able to launch it. And it's my Google Calendar course. I'm honestly going a little overkill with it. I'm almost treating this like as if it's like some massive signature course, but it's not. It's a mini course. But just because of the fact that it's the first time I'm ever launching a course, I am treating it like as if I'm doing a full launch for like a full signature course. So like I have a lot of like my content plan and everything is aligning with that. And also I am spanning all of these dates to consider my learning curve, the back end behind the scenes things that are involved. So right here this week, I am writing sales page, recording course content, and beginning the pre-launch content, and then build out the tech and test the tech and the emails and everything. So if you're on my mailing list, you will get a couple of those newsletters, and you'll be able to stay in the loop of the launch and what's happening. But yeah, so everything you see in yellow is me preparing for a launch. So I like to do that in my high-level CEO calendar right here. And if you have like your high-level calendar, then that is the main calendar on your Google Calendar account. And so this is where I like to plan those high-level launches going on. I also use this to take note of the actual launch weeks, and I put these in that bold color. Like the yellow is like the getting started, and then the orange is like we are full force, we are launched, we are going. So everything you see here, like I said, the vast majority of the month of August is because I have a big project going on. You might be looking at, what are these? This is like when I want to have like my content theme. So I practice the content strategy of like the hierarchy. Like I'm going to have one long form piece of content or like a theme for the week, and then I kind of make everything about that. So, and if you're looking down here later the top of September, I'm going to be going to a networking event for wedding videography. So this is where I want to kind of pivot a little bit into looking at my wedding videography business, events, appointments, and CRM. So these are deadlines for client work. My client work is wedding videography. So these are couples that I have their wedding films to. So I now know that even while I'm working on this launch, I also this week and next week, I need to take into account the fact that I have this due for next week. So I need to finalize a couple different wedding films, and I know I need to give feedback to an editor that I'm having help me. And so that's going to be kind of like a secondary focus for me this week and next week for sure. So that is in a nutshell over here for personal and cycle syncing health. I want to look at the fact that I am currently in this planning phase, and I know that I need to record more content for. I'm actually going to go to the weekly view now. So on a weekly basis, I like to actually turn on my energy mapping template. I know that looks crazy, but we go over it more in my mini course. And this is the template that really is the most built out. And then you're going to add in where you can do the most actionable needle moving work in your business. So I actually want to say that because at my high level, I know I need to record course content and I need to begin the pre-launch content creation. So I'm actually going to say that in this block right here, I am going to record course content. Let's see. And then it's orange. So that's in my work study zone. And I'm going to put that there. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to move that closer over here. I also always like to turn on my personal and family calendar to make sure nothing's happening, which is great because I had remembered that I have an event with my daughter I want to go to at the public library on Wednesday afternoon. So that'll be good. I'll wake up. I'm just going to be dressed out and about for the day. And then I'm going to go to this STEAM event and then come home and I'll be able to record course content. All right, so once I plan out my week, I just actually go over here and turn off my calendar so that when I'm looking at it, I have my personal calendar with my family and then my cycle syncing and then my work zone, my productivity zones turned on. And those are in the more like gentle colors to look at. And honestly, when I plan my week, I don't really like to look too far ahead. Like today, I know I'm right over here on Sunday. So I usually like to just look at the first half of the week. And then usually I analyze like by Tuesday or Wednesday how I'm doing with progress. And then like say if I couldn't get to this, then I'll like move it around in a different part of the week based on my like energy zone. So I'll be like, oh, I didn't get it to it that day. Then I'll do it over here or over here, you know? So again, I'm going to go over this more in my mini course coming out, and it's going to be more in detail. It's going to be slower and more thorough. And we'll talk more about how to design your own energy mapped work week. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, in the description, I have more of a playlist on all things digital planning, productivity. At this time making this video, I have a waitlist down below in the description. But if you are joining this later, then hopefully by that point, it's just the direct link to the info on the course. I'm actually going to change this to be that so I wanted to show that I'm going to be changing my focus this week. On this week right here, I'm going to be starting to pivot some focus. Lavender for my wedding videography business. It's just the best way I can distinguish it. I also want to say that because I wanted to do simple updated headshots, I'm probably going to give myself a task at the top of this week that is just a general task for the beginning of the week to say, fresh headshots. So you're probably wondering like, whoa, what is all of this neon green that just popped up? Let me turn off the cycle syncing. So the neon green is all of my tasks. And this is also where I do like content planning. So over here in my tasks, these are all of the different formats. This is a newsletter, and then a video. So August plan with me, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be able to check that off. And then, for like shorts and stuff, sometimes I'll like get an idea for a short and I'll put that in here and I'll put it with the little reel button. Or the little reel emoji. And then that way I can just keep track of it. Usually if it's like a quick idea, like I put it in the nice to do if it's not directly related to a launch. So I have all of my ideas that I just brain dump into here over time. And then when I'm like, oh, does this relate to something that I want to talk about coming up? Cool. Has it been filmed? If I've filmed it, then I move it over here into taped. And then From there, I move it into edited, and then after edited, I move it into being scheduled. So the things you see scheduled here are what are over here. So these are all scheduled content that I have plans for. So if it's got the calendar and the launch, the rocket launch, that means it's scheduled in Metricool. So I have something coming out there. I have this one coming out this week, this one here too. All right. So this is my week ahead. And again, like I've said in my past videos, try to have white space wherever you can. But yeah, try to have white space wherever you can. Added one more work block there. But I hope that this was helpful. I know it was kind of quick, but I will definitely see you in the next video. And again, check out the description for more videos about digital planning. And of course, the Google Calendar course I have coming out.